Woods Farm here. Just checking all my gear and packing my sled for an upcoming winter camping trip. For starters, I just want to talk about these all-weather blankets. The only place I've found these is at Mountain Equipment Co-op, but I already have one, and I'm actually going to take two with me this year because I liked it so much. It's got that reflective space blanket on one side, and then the other side is more like the classic tarp. So they're very durable, and they're good to put. I use mine to put down on the floor of a quinzee or inside my tent to kind of reflect heat back up. But I mean, you can use these for all kinds of stuff: survival shelters, blankets, whatever. So I'm actually taking two with me this year. So first things first, I lay out a tarp in the sled. I'm going to be taking my brush axe. This is a Fisker's brush axe. Just plain old, bow saw. This is an extendable tent post. I want to pack it with the heaviest stuff down near the bottom. If you pack it with heavy stuff up top, the toboggan or the sled's going to want to roll over. So I got my sleeping bag. I'm taking a tent. This is a 2-man, 3-season tent. I might not actually use it this year. We'll see. And the brush axe I'm actually going to pack more on the top, just so I have easy access for it. But the saw is going to be right at the bottom. This bag here is my cook kit. It's got my Coleman stove and my pot set and my cooking gear in it. There's my other cooking kind of accessory pack. It's got, candles, lantern, flashlight, spare stove. Odds and ends like that are in this kit. There's my first tarp, or survival blanket. This pack has got a fleece blanket in it, and it's going to have spare clothing in it as well. The fleece blanket is for Roscoe, so he has something to kind of stay warm under. And this is up where I put some food as well. More dense sort of food would go down lower in the toboggan. This is just a piece of reflective insulation. I'm going to take two of these with me. They're good for making seats or kneeling on or things like that. So good to have a couple pieces of this. Actually, this should have probably went in the bottom, just so there's a barrier between barrier down at the bottom, just between the saw and everything else. Self-inflating Army surplus air mattress. I might actually take 2 of these with me. I'm not sure. This is going to pack up near the top because it's very light. It's bulky but light, so it's going to go up on the top. You can't see this. This is a Gore-Tex Bivi bag. I always take one of these with me. Super handy. They're good because Gore-Tex is breathable, and you put this, you get your sleeping bag and you go inside this, and you can sleep right out in a snowbank or in the rain or anything. So it'll keep all the rain and snow out, but it still breathes, so the condensation doesn't build up. Really good when you're sleeping in a quinzee, or you're in anytime in a winter environment you want to keep your sleeping bag dry. This is really good for that. So yeah, if I was going to have another air mattress, it'd probably go right there. Got a little extra room for my winter parka. It'll probably pack in here as well. Depends on how cold it is. I don't usually wear it when I'm hiking. It's just for around camp when you're not moving around doing much. So there'll be room in here for food, the winter parka, possibly another air mattress. And I might actually have a little bit of room for some very low-key ice fishing gear as well. And then once you get everything packed in here, you've got your tarp. You can I'm just going to wrap it up in the tarp. Once you get the tarp all on it, I like to use bungee cords. There you go, you got the idea. And then the bungee cords, you can strap other things on the top of it. You know, stuff sacks with your parka, any of that gear you want easy access to. Machete, brush axe, whatever. You can strap that onto the top of it. Just a little bit more about the sled that I use. I got this at Home Hardware. It was pretty inexpensive, but you know, it's like sold as a utility sled or something of that nature. And I felt like it was pretty good dimensions, you know, for a one person. I have another sled that I use for ice fishing, but it's quite wide. I wanted something narrower that would kind of track behind the trail when you're going in with snowshoes. So I wanted a longer, thinner sled. And it just comes with these grommet type mounting points, which are not really, they're insufficient. So you need to, what I did is I took a piece of plywood and sandwiched it and added these eyelets. So they just go through and then through the plywood, and it gives it extra support, and then I attach onto that. And the other modification I made is I drilled holes along the edge and added a paracord loops around the outside edge, and that gives you tie down points. and we've used it. It works pretty good. The real thing is you cannot pack this. You have to pack it right. It has to be heavy. All the weight has to be down near the bottom. You know, lighter, bulkier items up top. You can't go too high. We had these sort of overpacked the first time we used them, and they work, but they have this tendency, if you get on uneven ground, any sort of a slope, they'll want to flip over. So that's really annoying, dealing with that constantly while you're going down the trail. But I've experimented, and if you pack them properly and you don't overload them, they're a lot less likely to flip over. So one man, this is my gear right here, with the exception of maybe my winter parka, some food, and a second air mattress. A little bit of ice fishing gear maybe as well, but it's not going to add much more bulk to it.